Make sure the cut on point.
Talk to me.
Do 1, 2, 3. You say 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. No, look up. Don't look down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Mic test. Mic test. Mic test. We're live.
1, 2, 3.
Check, check, check.
We are
We
live.
are live.
Oh, so we have no time to test.
Test, man.
This is live.
Time to go.
We just went live, so
Bombo.
you have to give time to people to connect because this is like a surprise
Okay.
live, you know?
Okay, guys. Thank you
Guys, it's
for
not-
joining our live. I'm gonna give an intro in a couple seconds. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties. Been very nerve-wracking. We're supposed to go live at noon, but we're live now. So
We made it.
give us a couple minutes, let some people connect, and we're gonna start the show. Tati, closer.
Go ahead, Charlie. Charlie, say something.
Hello, mic test, mic test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Everybody say something.
Check, check.
Check, check. Mike. You ready?
Sounds good, sounds good.
Angles. Can
1,
we
2,
switch?
1,
Can you
2.
switch the camera?
The live camera. Which
Go
one?
Switch camera to camera 4. Go to camera 2. So remember, 2 is me talking, 3 is them. Oh, you got the thing there. Got a little blood here on my face. Shaking. Don't open it yet. Don't. All right, let me know when to start. Guys, we're going to start the live very soon. Just waiting for people to join. Like I said, we had technical difficulties. We were supposed to start at noon, but we were able to make it. So thank you guys for being patient. We're going to start soon.
We got 28 people already connected.
28 people.
Hey.
Tell Nati to go on live on Instagram. Tell everybody to go join. Nati, go live on IG. Tell people to join.
Ready to talk about some jewels?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
These boys on
Okay.
game.
All right, guys. So I am here live with Chris and Jonas from G7. We're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of jewelry. This is going to be the first of many series of lives I'm going to be doing to introduce you guys to the different personalities and characters and people that I work with in downtown. If you guys know, we do Cuban links here at CRM. We specialize in watches, but there is a lot of other sides to this jewelry game. There is engagement rings, there's custom pieces, there's high-end jewelry. There's so many things you can go into in this field, and I'm gonna go ahead and just because we don't work with that and I don't do that at the current moment doesn't mean that I don't have a large network of dealers who do that and specialize that they specialize in that. So I'm gonna introduce him. This is Chris. Go ahead and just say something about yourself and.
It's Chris the Jeweler. I've been in the game for about 6 years now. We opened up the retail store right next door to CRM. We've been open for about 2 years, and we specialize in custom pieces, Cuban links, engagement rings, iced out watches, and
A little bit
things
of
like
everything.
that. A little bit of everything.
Okay,
yeah.
how about you, Jonas?
Me, I work with Chris. I've been doing this for 2 years, and it's a dream come true, honestly, working with this high-end jewelry.
Speak a little bit loud. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're good there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna talk to you about the do's and don'ts with custom pieces. As you guys seen, I don't really sell diamond jewelry, and this is not because I'm against diamond jewelry. Just a lot of pieces that you see, even a lot of buzz down watches, are done wrong. There's a lot of ways that you could do this the right way. You can have very nice custom pieces. You can have very nice pieces for an appropriate price. There is a little bit of, hype with certain jewelers and artists that you work with. And that is okay. It's like paying for a Pablo Picasso painting, you know what I mean? But then there's also jewelers who do screw you over. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it and talk to you about the do's and don'ts on doing custom pieces and just rocking jewelry, period. We're going to get into it.
All
So,
right.
can we talk? Let's start first with your pieces. How long ago did you get your pieces? What got you? Oh, before that, what got you into custom jewelry? I know everybody likes it. Everybody's like, it's cool, it's flashy, but what got you into it? How'd you get into the game?
So I've always kind of been like an artist in a sort, you know what I mean? I always like to draw and stuff like that. So when I did jump into the jewelry industry, that wasn't my main goal to do custom jewelry or anything like that, but when the opportunity came and the first person that came to me was like, man, look, I want this, I want that, I want to do something custom, I want diamonds around this. It kind of like sparked my interest, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then from there, I just like really specialized in just doing custom work, just coming up with ideas, just, you know what I mean?
So you're the owner of G7, and I have a question. Since being the owner, a lot of people think owners sometimes may be involved, sometimes they're not involved. You guys know my dad is heavily involved. How much would you say you're involved with from the start that the client walks in to like even designing the piece? How much? Always involved.
From step one to the last step.
Okay.
Always involved. We deal with the headaches with the factory. Well, I mean, when it comes to the design process, we're involved. But when it comes to actually creating the piece and setting the diamonds and casting the gold and stuff like that,
You use your network of people.
yeah, we use our network. We have the
Of course.
factory that does that. You know what I mean? But from start to finish, even when the piece is finished, if we don't like how it came out and there's certain things that we need to change, like quality control and stuff like that, we take care of that. You know what I mean?
I got
But
you.
we're always hands on.
So let's take out some examples and start showing them on
Yeah,
camera
for
here.
sure.
Let's pull out, for example, what do you got there? Let's start with a piece that you like that you've done, and you can just show off to the camera.
All right, my favorite piece I ever done, I got this from my boy. I told him I needed it for this. Let me show this.
Dan, can you see if we can get that light that's on my desk to illuminate here? I think we should be good. Don't let the door lock all the way. Is there charging in the corner by the time grapher? There we
So
go.
we're doing it here,
So,
right?
yeah, you can throw it right here. We're gonna go ahead and place it right here. Let's rotate this piece right there. Well, actually, you know what? Let's hold it up for that camera real quick. Let me see the light. Jim.
What? There you go.
Okay, so switch to camera 3 right there, and I'm gonna zoom in real quick. That piece. So you're saying that that's from a client of yours, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very intricate piece, man. That doesn't look as simple as just ordering a watch from somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I
So-
mean, he came to me with the idea about, this was his logo. He's got a record label, NBM,
Okay.
Morals Before Money. And when he came to me with the idea, he showed me some work that a previous jeweler did.
Okay.
It was some design, and I was like, man, I don't like it. I don't like the way it comes, like the way it looks, you know what I mean? I know when it comes out finished, you're gonna waste your money. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna fall in love with it. So we basically had this to work off of, and then we just kind of came
You
up
added
with
your
the
own little
rest.
flavor, your own
You know
little
what I
touch
mean?
to it.
So I think so Morals Before Money, he calls himself Big Capone, my
Okay.
boy Druzy. So we kind of incorporated like the streets and the you know what I mean? It's kind of rough, you know what I mean? We kind of incorporated that with the piece, so I put like the barbed wire, you know what I'm saying, like chain link
Like that,
fence
like
type
so.
of
Let's
vibe.
show that in the close up real quick, so
Yeah.
people can get a little close. Flip it. Put it right here, like that,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go ahead and smoke off.
So we incorporated like the chain link kind of barbed wire kind of vibe going on. When you, wait, let me go back a little.
There
So
you
I
go.
want to show the NBM.
So
this
can you
is-
explain? Let me turn on this little light here.
Talk about the emeralds.
There we go.
Yeah, the emeralds. So we threw in a little bit of
Yes, sir.
You can regulate
The light.
the light.
we threw in the little emeralds right here just so the NBM could stand out just a little bit more. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so can you explain? I've seen that a lot in a lot of modern like hip hop jewelry. I would say you see people incorporating the emeralds. Is that the new thing to do? Is to have emeralds in
Yep.
your piece? I see that you got some in your chain
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it definitely is because I mean, if you could see these emeralds, these are
They look very
6,
clean.
7, 8 times the size of like a regular stone. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
you're paying. Those are basically 10 pointers each emerald. You know what I mean? So when you do a piece like this or something like that, like it adds a lot of value to to the piece, to the cost of the piece.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And then this is done as one piece. This is different layers. How is
This is maybe about 4 layers. We have a back plate here. This is a separate plate. The white, the Capone is a separate plate. NBM is a separate plate. This rope is separate. Everything is separate.
So everything is separate. It's piece
Yeah,
by piece.
Piece by piece put together.
And when you're doing this, I've heard a lot of people, everybody when you go buy custom pieces, they say, oh, it's VVS, it's VVS, it's VVS. Do you really need VVS in every piece?
you don't need VVS. I feel like the best quality, the best quality, like commercially, you just get VS. You know what I'm saying?
VS.
Get white, D-color VS.
Decolor
You know what I
VS.
mean?
Yeah, the main
It's
thing is
just
in the color too.
Yeah,
You
it's
wanna
in the
make sure
color.
Nice and white.
So I know with, for example, I know plain watches. I know my Cuban links, my plain Cubans. I'm very picky with my Cuban links, and we're gonna touch into that now. When it comes to stones of this size, do you really see the difference between a VVS and a VS? Or I know obviously within the color you do see a difference. With a VVS to a VS, do you see a difference to the naked eye on,
to
let's
the
say 5, 6, 7 points stones or less?
no. To the naked eye, you don't see it.
You don't see it?
It's just what a lot of these jewelers out here, because they know that's the best quality they could put in a piece, they lie to you and they say, oh, this is VVS, this is so and so. You know what I mean? The average customer doesn't know. You know what I mean? Just looking and you see all the quality they have in the store, they don't know.
I understand.
You know what I mean? But when they go to another store and they see like, okay, man, this kind of hits just a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'm telling them this is mixed. This is VS and SI mixed. If you want straight VS, this is what it's gonna look like. You know what I mean? So there's different levels to it.
Okay. What's the price difference between, let's say, for example, if you were to do this piece that you have here on the table in a VS versus a VVS? What would be the price difference, generally speaking?
Right.
On let's say on this piece, what
Right.
do you think, ballpark?
So this is all D-color VS. This was around 50,000.
So this piece was around $50,000. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a crazy piece. That's an AP right there, man.
Yeah. A lot of details. About 45 carats in
And
diamonds.
the weight too. It has a
The
lot
weight
of weight.
it's like 280 grams.
A lot of people might make a design similar like that, but the designers cut a lot of the weight in the gold, you know. So you might save a lot of money in the gold, but it's not there. The customer, when they wear it, you could hear the chains clanging, you know, and you could just
They sound
hear
almost
it's
hollow.
cheap,
Sound like
hollow.
cowbells.
Yeah,
So I've seen places, some chains in the back that you see like almost like a honeycomb grid to it, with like a little thing welded. It's all
Exactly.
hollow piece. That's not good. You don't want to do something like that.
I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, that's the cheap way of going about it. You know, I feel like if you're spending the money, spend the extra little money to get it done right. You know
To
what I'm
get it
saying?
done
So you don't
solid.
regret it in the future.
Okay,
You know?
and with we brought a couple of people on the channel before, like Gaston, and Gaston talks about hand creating things. With pieces like this is very, I would say it's very difficult to do it from just a block of gold
Right.
and create that. Can we talk about the CAD and the design of this piece and
You wanna talk a
how?
little about that?
Yeah, if you want to talk about that and how important it is, like
Yeah,
you were mentioning to me earlier the
Show the
different
TCP.
stone settings.
This
Yeah,
one
so
he
look,
just did.
I just did this piece.
Here,
I say
point it
something
back.
very important is the design. The design is
Want
one
that?
of the most important things. Why? Because a lot of designers, they like to
Don't move,
leave.
don't move, just hold it in the same spot. There you go. You're good. Right there. Very nice, man. Very nice.
So a lot of designers that I've noticed, you know, they like to leave a lot of extra prongs, right? Prongs is what holds pretty much the diamonds.
So
right?
let's get a close up on that real quick so we can show what prongs are real
Show
quick.
them the difference between these two.
Yeah, show them that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead on camera here with Chris. Go ahead and put a good example of a custom-made pendant versus a poor example of a custom-made pendant, and even from the naked eye here, without the line, without the loop, not even under high magnification. So let's start with the bad example first.
It's a bad example.
Let's start with the bad example. We leave the best for last.
Yeah, you can see how the stones.
So even look, let's do it without the light. You see, from what me not knowing about jewelry, there's a lot of texture here.
Right,
Like it looks
right
a lot.
inside,
It looks very
yeah.
weird.
Right.
Let's put the light on it. Under the light it looks nice. So under the club, it's
Focus.
It's still not gonna hit
It's-
it's still not gonna hit the
But
same.
why?
you know what I
Why
mean?
look, there's like spaces
right,
from
you
what
see
I
all
see.
the little extra gold
Like
between
right there,
the
the gold
diamonds?
spaces, yeah.
Those are just extra prongs, right? And in the setting, if you use a magnifying glass, you can see that a lot of stones are a little bit slanted. They're not set perfectly.
You can see it that the way that the angle hits, some stones hit the light differently than others.
Right.
Right.
So that is because of the angle. What were you saying?
I feel that's the setting and the design of the prong. So like in Chris's piece here, you can see that it's gonna be pave. Whenever you pave, I feel like this piece they should have paved it. They should have
So-
drilled it and not use prong.
So can you explain the difference between putting prongs and a pave set to right there?
So paves would basically you would have the gold and they just drill the holes directly into it, and then that way it would look fuller. You know what I mean? It's like flower setting, right?
It's like a flower set.
That's what this is.
Yeah, like this chain.
Keep it there.
We have another example here.
So, from my understanding, pave is when you get the gold and you drill into it, and then prong is it comes out already out the mold with the prongs on it, right?
Yeah. Look,
Right.
Chris will put both of them over there so they can see.
Oh, we're gonna show some pieces. Let's take this chain out of the way real quick. I'm gonna take some pieces out here on the table. Move my mic to the side. Might as well just start showing pieces here.
Yeah, might as well.
I'm gonna take it out and stick so we can take the box out. Put the camera over there. Oh, you're gonna explain
You can
the
see
difference
the
between pave and
Yeah.
prong. Okay,
yeah.
can we switch to camera one? Perfect. So this is what you were saying, the difference between prong and pave. Go ahead and elaborate a little bit more on this.
So pave is the action of setting stones into the actual gold. You know what I mean? So prong set is a little bit different. When we get these, they're already ready. They have holes in
Go ahead
them.
and point with the little stick.
Yeah, they're already ready with holes in them, ready to be set.
So this, from what I see, is I'm gonna flip them over just to see the plain side, because
Right.
you know I deal in Cuban links.
Right.
This looks like a plain Cuban link, and this
Right.
does too, right,
Right.
here. But this, it looks like they added a plate to it, right?
Yeah, that's the prongs.
So
Those are
that's
the
what the
prongs that
prongs
are
are?
set, right?
So let's flip it there. So now go ahead and explain what you were saying there of what the prong is.
So the prong is basically just sitting on top of the actual gold piece. You know what I mean? So if we just were to add, it gives that sharp
That
image
sharp
to it.
block.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, that blocky look to it. You know, some people like that, some people don't. Some people like to go with the classic look of the Cuban link. You know what I mean?
So this is a pave, and this is what you would call, what was it that you told me? guys?
Flower
Was it?
setting.
Flower
And
set,
it's-
honeycomb
and
set.
borderless,
People say
right?
it's
It's borderless. You could go all the way like we do. If you could look at the corners, it's set all the way down.
Right.
So yeah, even if you go in between the links, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all the details that you want to pay attention when you're buying a pave or a pave bracelet, and it costs a lot more money. A lot of people usually go for the prong because it is
It's a little bit more
cheaper.
affordable.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was like the new wave, and that's what people were doing. But traditionally
was.
I've always liked the pave. Like I remember when we did a 600-gram Cuban that my dad did for personal use here in CRM. He went ahead and did a pave 600-gram, and we took it to a jeweler, got it set with a diamond setter, just like if you're kind of doing just a custom watch or something like that. But what is this Cuban like here? What's
one-
this style?
This one has emerald diamones on the top, all 10
So it's an
pointers.
emerald cut. Let's put that here in the
This
camera.
is
Oh.
probably as crazy as you could get with a Cuban link.
That's
to
crazy.
be honest with you, you got to where's that neck at?
The
black
neck?
Yeah, let me put it up so they
Right
can see. Yeah, so they can see here. Yeah, this is probably as crazy as you could get. These are all D-color VS emeralds.
Wait,
Surround
say
them-
that again?
VS emeralds.
VS Emeralds
Yeah.
D color.
D-color.
Can you give him a fair price, a nice price on that?
So you looking at around 85,000 for something like this. That's a fair price.
$5,000,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah.
insane.
It really doesn't get no more crazier than this.
Yeah, but
you know what I
then
mean?
again, you walk around with this, nobody's gonna have that on. Like
Yeah,
So
that's a
let's-
special
let's-
piece right there.
Let's show that on the close up, man. I want to talk about this clasp. This clasp is insane.
Yeah.
Let's throw this. Is this what do you call that setting here?
No, it's prong set.
This is prong set here.
Yeah, those are prong set. You can't really, when it comes to emeralds, you can't really set pave with the emeralds. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they come out a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? So
This
when they make the design, they
crazy.
But you see, when
Yeah,
when it's designed correctly, it almost even looks like it's flower set. It looks like
It looks,
borderless,
it
like
almost looks like
all the
what
diamonds
it's
are
called,
touching.
like invisible set, right?
invisible
right,
set
yeah.
like glass. Just,
Invisible set. Yeah, that's how I would say it looks like. It looks like glass.
hmm
Let's show here. So this is pave with a prong on top of it? Or
This
how is
no, this is all prong. So this came ready to go like just like this, and we had to set the diamonds. You know, when you come to something like this, we had to actually go through the process of doing the pave for this.
And you also lose a little bit of gold too when
You
do
lose a
this.
little bit of
lot
gold
people
when you
don't
do
take-
this.
you know,
Yeah.
take that in mind.
So this started, I think this is around 550 grams now. This
The rose gold?
actually started, this actually started around 620, 630 grams. So the
And
client
that-
ended up losing all
Some
that
gold.
gold, you know?
That's part of you gotta pay to play, huh?
I'd say,
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say
part
it's
of
worth
it.
it because you get a fuller look, man. Instead of like 4 or 6 rows of diamonds, you get like in a pave like this. There's 1, 2, there's probably like 8.
Okay, so let's keep showing these people some examples and show them. when it comes to jewelry, honestly, I like how you guys have your style with the watches and with the chains. I think that bust down watches are cool at the club. You can't be in a club with a Patek on a leather strap. Like, there's nobody's gonna look at you. I like this Royal Oak. I like the what is it, Cartier, right?
Yeah,
Cartier you're wearing. But you're not gonna get the eyes like you do with a bust down watch on there.
Right.
So that's why. Can you talk about real quick before we get into the watches and stuff about how to piece your jewelry? Like, let's say I came with no jewelry. I don't know, just got some money and I come to you and I say, hey Chris, get me right. What do you recommend? Obviously, I see you even have the plain watch, so you agree with me too.
Right.
Watch plain. You see? Oh no, never mind. You got some factory ice.
Yeah.
You got some factory ice.
A little bit, not too much.
Not too much. How many bracelets and chains is appropriate to wear?
To each his own.
To each his own.
To be honestly, yeah. Like some people, like I feel like without this, I'm a little bit casual. You know what I mean? Even though it is a big look, these are 50 pointers, and it gets like kind of crazy. But I feel like this is a more subtle look. A lot of people like to go for the Cuban links and stuff like this, like
Big
you know,
pieces.
to each his own. You know.
What do you like for you? Would you say this is you full out, or this is like where?
Nah. Sometimes I'll come out with 3 Cubans, maybe 4 tennis chains.
Oh,
like,
you stack up.
4 bracelets. Like that's for the show, though. You know what I mean?
That's for the show, of course.
In the business, you gotta show. You know what I'm saying?
Of
like,
course,
people
that's
want to
what
see
you
that.
do.
Exactly. People want to see that. They're interested. They're like, oh man, how much is that? How much is that? I want that look. You know.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to.
Of course,
show.
of course. That mentions a good point that Jonas made to me the other day. Jonas was saying that you rock those 3 bracelets because it's 3 things you show to your clients. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then I like playing Cubans. I grew up on this. I've had my first Cuban link at 8 years old. My little sister is 2 years old and has a Cuban link. So this is kind of a heritage. You know what I mean? This is like part of us and my family and all that. And I think pretty much anybody in Miami is a Cuban link.
Yeah.
So that's why I rock my plain Cubans. I like stainless watches. I do eventually want to get some tennis though. So do you have any tennis here examples so we can show?
This is a beautiful.
Where's the
it's
princess?
beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
These are princess cuts.
So princess cut is a square shaped diamond,
Square
right?
shape, yeah. It's about 25.93 carats.
So how many points would you say this is more or less, Chris?
I think those are around 90 points.
Yeah,
Almost a carat each.
Almost a carat
Yeah.
each.
Yeah, it's
What?
insane.
A princess cut.
It's
Much light,
insane.
much light.
Theo, switch. Theo, switch. Camera 1. You're listen. Conversation.
I'm adding the chat to your screen over
Oh, you are? Thank you. So we're gonna go ahead and answer some questions soon, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and show a couple more pieces. So, before we get into the watches, we talked a little bit about Cuban links. You know, that's the main Miami thing. We got. Oh, we're showing it there. Oh, nice. Little princess cut. You saying this is what we were talking about, guys? About 0.9, almost a carat each on this. What's the price on this?
I think it's around 60,000
Around $60,000 on
Yeah.
a bracelet.
on that.
Sheesh. Nice.
Yeah. That's how you really spend money on jewelry, but keep it subtle at the same time.
That's very
It's one of
true.
those things. Is like if you know, you know. You know what I mean? And the right person got to be wearing that at the same time too. You know?
Of course. You don't want you to
Yeah.
think you got this on Shop Gold.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Nah, you could tell when this thing
Exactly.
hits in the light. You could tell. You guys could tell. Big difference. Now, before we get into the watches, I just want to talk about what is, for example, this is a piece that's not as custom. If I want to get something like this, you can just walk into the store and buy it, right? You can walk
Mhm.
into your shop and buy it.
Yep.
Do you guys offer custom tennis bracelets, custom tennis chains? Like if I tell you, hey, look, I want no fluorescence, D color, VSSI mix.
Of course.
You guys could piece that out for me.
Yeah.
It comes with a tab though.
It comes with
sure.
that? Of course, because I'm getting something custom made for me.
Of course. Yep.
Of course. But is it worth the difference of getting something custom like that for you on this piece?
Like I say, to each his own. Some
each his
people
own.
they want to go in the club, and when the black light comes on, they don't want to see no fluorescence on their pieces. You know what I mean?
I know
And
that.
sometimes that's a sometimes that's a telltale sign. When you see fluorescence in some pieces, you know, okay, that's a real piece.
Right.
But when you see no fluorescence in some pieces, they in the club, you know what I mean? Like,
Because some people,
you know, like, all right,
it depends
bruh,
on the
like,
person. So
yeah, like
Okay.
it depends. Like if it's Future or something like that, and he's walking in no fluorescence, he might have paid that extra little tab.
So you think
But
that if you see an average Joe there and with a Cuban link buzz down, he has no
Yeah,
fluorescence.
no
that's-
fluorescence
that's
in the
a
black
Mossonite.
light. Yeah,
That's
you know
a
what's going on.
Might be
'Cause
some
I'm sure
Mossonite,
his-
might be some CZs.
Yeah,
Because you have
you
to
know
hand
what's going
select
on.
every diamond and make sure it doesn't. So it takes a lot. A lot of these pieces have 3,000 plus stones. You know.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And you guys, you were saying you guys have all these custom pieces. What else do you guys do? You guys, the name is Gold 7. You guys work with gold and what else?
Buy, sell, trade, yeah, wholesale for diamonds.
Wholesale for
So
diamonds.
you know we're gonna give you the best price when it comes to anything. When it comes
Yeah,
to
so you guys don't
custom
have to go
work.
call somebody to go search your
Nope.
diamonds.
Everything's in store.
Everything's in
Everything's in-house.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, for custom pieces, what is the process of going through a custom piece? Like, if I walked in the store and I said, like exactly like your boy did, yo, I have this in mind. What's the next step? How would you?
Basically, I would tell I tell the client to leave me a deposit.
So,
you
for
know.
example, did you make this custom for a client? Oh, this has a picture on the
Yeah,
back and
Chris,
everything.
Chris
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
made that one.
You made this one?
Yeah.
Oh, let's show this
Oh,
here.
this is-
Look at this, how crazy. Oh, 1 second. Look, that's the custom K there.
Gotta have that K on there.
You have your logo. Do you do your logo on most of your pieces or on all your pieces?
All of them. All
All
of
your-
them. All the custom pieces, yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man. So that's a
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
a nice
picture
little
on
detail
the
in the
back,
back. Yeah.
of the custom piece. Wow, look at that. So it's kind of hard to see on camera.
It's
here
like a
with the light.
varsity style.
It's
A lot
a-
of football players, basketball players be wearing stuff like
And
that.
this is what, rose and white with
It's
emeralds
rose and white.
around.
Yep.
So let's say the person who came into here. Well, how was the process of this? You walked in and just said,
So the
I
good
want
the good thing about it is that he already knew what he wanted. You know what I
To
mean?
the
So
T.
when he came in, he saw my piece and he was like, man, you know what? I want something like that. I want something similar, but I wanted to do 28. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, so do you want to do a varsity style lettering, or you want to do something like this? You want to do like a rough style lettering? Like, how do you want to do it? And he was like, nah, I want the varsity like a football player style. You know what I'm saying? Something legible. I was like, all right, cool. So we went on with the process.
so what's the process? If we can elaborate on that, you go to design to CAD, right?
I go to design. I talk to my designer. I let him know the game plan, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna execute it, how we're gonna put the picture in the bag. You know what I mean? Like little stuff like that. And then he comes up with the design. He gives me the carat weight, and then he gives me the weight of the gold, how much it's gonna be. And then I let the guy know. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be around 25,000 for this piece, which this one was
25,000.
25,000 for that. Yeah.
Insane, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very nice piece.
Yeah. So he told me that. He let me know what the price was. I let the client know. If all's good, he gives me a deposit. He gives me at least half.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then we go along with the process. They cast the gold. They set the diamonds. They polish it, rhodium, everything, clean it up.
And you said the diamond, you
And
guys
ready
get
for
them
'em.
in-house, so that's all.
Yeah, I don't gotta go far.
Amazing,
Yeah, that's
amazing.
another thing with a lot of people, a lot of jewelers. Like, I feel like they could have all this buzz going on, but a lot of people, they outsource a lot of their stones. Like, they don't have
Yeah,
thousands
so-
of carats sitting
And
there.
obviously, the more middlemen you have in between, that's what I tell
The
clients all the
price.
time. I tell you guys, if I have it in stock, I can give you guys a better price than something I have to outsource from a dealer,
Exactly.
because the dealer knows you gotta go ahead and forward it. I'm gonna go ahead and show 2 more watches real quick before we go ahead and get into the questions,
Okay.
and then let people have at it, right?
Yeah.
So, you guys know at CRM, I don't deal with bust downs. I did in 2019. We used to even make some custom bust downs. But we realized something over the game, and they can agree with it. They sell them, and what I'm going to say is, you guys can say if it's true or false. You can wear bust downs. You can buy bust downs. They may or may not be a bad investment depending on the price you pay.
Right.
This is the same
Exactly.
with plain watches. If you were to get an olive dial Prezi at the height of the market and you paid $100,000 for it, and then right now you go to sell it and you get mid-40s for it, you're going to be like, damn, man, that's a horrible investment. But if you bought it when it was 30 grand and you sold that at 100, you're going to say it's a good investment. So it all reflects on the price you pay. Something from my understanding with buying diamond pieces is buy from somebody who already has it done, so you don't take the hit they did,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So can we explain some pieces? What's a good setting? What's a bad setting? What's flower setting? Can we show just a few pieces real quick on camera before we get into the questions?
This tape.
You can leave it. You can
You
leave
can
it. Show
leave
it to the camera. So this is what is this here?
That's
36 millimeter date just. So this I would say is a bad example of a bust down work. You know what I mean? This is we did not do this one. I would just put that out there. We
Well,
did
I
not
appreciate
do
you guys
this
getting
one.
the example at least.
Yeah,
It's from a client, I guess.
yeah. So you can see on the band, you can
It's very
actually
square.
see. You can see the lines in between the
Exactly.
stones. You know what I mean? You can see on like almost every stone. When it comes to honeycomb set, it's kind of like invisible.
So
You
is
don't
this a
s-
honeycomb here? So we show.
This is this is an example of honeycomb. So yeah, you can
Move
see
over a
it.
little bit. And let me focus here. There's
Yeah,
a
drop it
big,
down a
big,
little
big
bit.
difference here.
Yeah,
Let me focus on this one.
yeah,
You can see here, it almost there's no borders on it.
right.
right. It gives the illusion like how a honeycomb look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fills out all the spaces. Full bust down.
There we go. So. Yeah, big, 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 big difference on
Yeah.
that. All right. And
But there's a big price difference that comes with that. Like, let's say this was a 41. Let's say, for example, if this was a 41 date just, not a 36 date just. If this was a 41 date just and it was set the same way, you'll probably be looking at spending around 17,000 for a watch like this. You know what I mean? But if it was a 41 and it was honeycomb set, diamonds on the side, like no flaws, the
show
corners
that
were,
side right there real quick.
yeah. There's no
Switch
diamonds on
camera
the
one real
side of
quick.
this.
You see no diamonds on the side.
So if it did have all that, you'll probably be in the $22,000 to $23,000 range
Oh, so you're gonna spend quite a chunk more. You're gonna spend
Yeah.
5-6 grand more
Right.
on a stainless date just.
on a stainless
Same watch.
Same watch.
Is there a lot more stones or just a lot more?
There is a
labor?
lot more stones. Yeah, there is a lot more stones, and the stones are actually bigger, because you would need to go bigger to really get them to fit. You know what I mean?
Very cool, man.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, let's get into some questions. Dan, can you go ahead and? Oh, did you ever show him camera 4? Let's show Dan there behind the. It's too small for me to see it there. Show. I'll grab it.
Grab it.
Oh, nice. I can grab this.
There you can grab it. Let's go to the bottom for you. Can you see some of them? Just look towards
It's
the
too
bottom.
small. Can you just read me some interesting ones? I'm gonna be there.
Scroll
Scroll
just some interesting ones.
And show camera 4. Let's show Dan there behind the camera. Hit camera 4 for them.
Camera 4, let's go.
Dan's back there, guys.
Alright, let's see. Let me see. Now go through this. Questions are on the
This
bottom.
shit is crazy.
That ring.
Yeah,
Championship.
Crown Jewelers, does Patek on a strap get you playing in the country club?
Maybe in the country club, man. But in Miami, I don't know how many country clubs us young guys go to, man. Honestly.
What else here?
Any jewelry questions, guys? Go ahead. If you guys have any questions about doing a custom piece, so we can go ahead and ask Chris and Jonas here. If you guys want to see any more custom pieces, we have the table full of pieces.
Yeah, show them some of this stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and show them some on camera. Dan, you gotta switch to camera
Come on.
3.
This one's like the Hermes link. Iced out all the way, 360 degrees.
Very nice piece, man. Very nice piece. You got some more questions?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Has YouTube become a bigger part of the business than selling watches?
Yeah, honestly, I was just talking to them about it earlier.
Well, not financially, you know. That's
No,
like
not
YouTube owns
financially,
traction.
but well, actually, maybe I would say maybe because most of the people who walk into our store say they came in from YouTube. So that's what I try to stress, and that's why I want to do as much content with you guys as possible and teach you guys so you guys don't get screwed over. That's why it is a very, very big part of the business to come on YouTube and teach everybody on live and all of our clients and fans and everybody who supports us and even the people who came in new. It's very important to talk about these things because look like Chris was saying, how much does this piece cost? This jewelry piece right here. How much? Put that in the close-up cam.
This one I didn't make.
But
We're selling it for around $8,000, but the previous owner probably paid around $15,000.
15,000 for this piece. Oh, let me focus on it. Sorry.
Yeah, he probably paid around $15,000 for this piece. Realistically,
If he would have done it right, would have cost him the same price.
it would have cost him the same price. He just went to the wrong person.
Yeah.
So
honestly.
that's exactly why I hop on these lives and I talk to you guys about this. Cause look, He paid $15,000 for this piece. It's not set right. It still has diamonds. It still has gold. It still has its value. It's still a nice piece to somebody who doesn't know. But for the same dollar spent, you can have a much way nicer piece.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Go do your homework, guys, and study. And you know what I mean. This is why we use reputable people, and you just got to be very transparent with your clients. Like you said, it's from start to finish. You're fully involved with your clients.
Yeah.
You have any jewelry
Absolutely.
questions, Steele?
Me myself, I don't.
No. Any jewelry questions? Any jewelry comments, guys?
Not really. There's, I don't know. This guy's a little dead today. I know we kind of canceled this.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a craziness.
But you broke the ice. And this one, tell them that you're gonna interview a lot more people. If anybody wants to be featured on the show, you
Okay.
know, go live. We
So,
can actually do that as well.
guys, thank you for joining our live. Let's go. Let's give them a quick pan across the wall. This real quick. One more
Yeah,
time. Good. Switch Steele. Camera
we gotta
3.
see this. What else?
Look at camera. Look at the TV there. You can see it, Chris.
I can switch over here for you guys.
Ready? Good to go? Okay, so you guys see all these jewelry pieces. You learn some do's and don'ts. Don't do no Hong Kong China set diamonds. Don't go to the wrong
Facts.
jeweler and get diamonds that are up and down. Don't spend money on VVS when you really don't need to. Get some clean white VS. That's
White
what I've
VS,
learned.
That's it.
Go to the right person. That is key. If you don't trust your jeweler, don't go to your jeweler. It's that simple. If you have any doubts, clear those doubts. Don't go. With the watches, what do we learn? Buy it from somebody who already has it done. You know what I mean? Or go to the right person on it, and go to somebody who is the diamond wholesaler, so you get you get the best prices.
Facts.
And that's about it. Thank you guys for joining our live. Thank you guys for being the first. I know we had some technical difficulties, but
cool, that's
it's
cool.
all good. It's all good. This is the first of many series that we're gonna be doing to introduce you guys just to the jewelry game and to the watch game and our life in downtown. And we're gonna be doing some more lives with everybody. So that's it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
My boy, appreciate you.
Got you. Done?
Done.
First live.